What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video, and we need to have a little bit of a nice discussion about Xenoblade Chronicles and about the future of Monolith Soft, their next game, the new IP, next big Monolith Soft title, because it's been about 45 seconds since my last discussion on the channel, so you know we have to get right back at it. No, I'm joking with the 45 seconds thing. It's been more than that, but you guys know I've been wanting to talk more about this because I get new subscribers and new people every single day asking me what my thoughts are with Xenoblade Chronicles X and the next Monolith Soft title. So every now and then I will discuss what I think is happening, in addition to adding in some new context or new things in terms of what I feel Monolith Soft is going to do, because we are getting closer and closer to the reveal of the next Monolith Soft game. I can feel it in my bones. It's almost like a intrinsic, natural feeling that I have because I've been playing Monolith Soft titles for over 20 years now at this point, and I just know when something is up. When things have just been quiet for so long, something is up and you know something is coming. So we have to discuss that. I also want to talk about Super Mario Bros. Wonder, because the game is coming out next week as of the time that I'm recording this video, or this week depending on those who count the first week, Sunday and all that. But either way, we need to talk about that because there's some awesome stuff happening there, and this game is getting a lot more anticipation and hype. Not more than I thought that it would, but there's some things in this game that's definitely going to surprise people with what's going on. And I have one more thing that I want to talk about, so make sure you stick through to the end of the video. Now, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get my videos, Nintendo Switch content, live streams, all first right here. Now, let's go ahead and jump right back into this, and let's talk about Monolith Soft's next title, and let's talk about what they're going to do. Now, I've discussed this previously in videos. I'll have linked some of my other discussion videos where there are some things that we've already discussed when it comes down to it, but once again, I wanted to kind of reiterate on some things that I feel is going to be happening soon as we clear out the rest of 2023 and head into 2024, which is a pivotal year for Nintendo, and I think a pivotal year for what we could potentially see from Monolith Soft. Now, as we know, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 launched in 2022, but that game was actually done. It could have been done more like it in 2021. A lot of details leaked about that game, I think in like 2020 late or 2021. I think it was 2021. A lot of it leaked then. This was stuff that you would have to have the game complete or kind of know like what's going on. So a lot of that stuff leaked in 2021 and it was ready to go apparently, but Nintendo held on to it. And the reason why that this is backed up by some of the facts out there is that Nintendo originally planned to have the game come out, I think in September or so. Then they ended up moving it up all the way to July. It looks like they swapped Splatoon 3 and Xenoblade, or they just decided to not have Xenoblade after Splatoon. Either way, the fact that they moved that game up pretty much showed that it was done. Another reason why I say it was pretty much done in terms of things is because when you picked up the game, there really wasn't much of a day one update or really many updates after that. So everything that Monolith Soft wanted to put into the game when it comes to the base package was already there. There wasn't a lot of patches or a lot of updates, which was completely different than what happened with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which that game constantly got patched over and over and over. So you know that they had a finished product for quite some time, because not only was everything done right there at the beginning once you got the game, but then in addition to that, they moved the game up a number of months. So to me, they've been done, and they've already were just wanting to get that game out. Nintendo just wanted to get it out. Let's just go right here. But also you have to look at it at this. They've already started teasing what they're going to do next, what's happening next. So the fact that they're doing that lets me know that they're going to have something maybe sooner than expected, and expect it to be absolutely incredible, because not only have they teased that Xenoblade will return in the future, but they've stated that, hey, this was a stopping point. Future Redeemed was a stopping point for the Claw Saga and for Xenoblade, and this next thing is going to be something major. It's going to be something different. And if you've played Xenoblade Chronicles 3, you can kind of see what they want to do for their next game. So let's analyze that just a little bit. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 had a lot of series first and a lot of really cool things in terms of quality of life features. So one thing that we can take away from this is that their next game, they want it to where when you play that game, the quality of life features and all the stuff that people usually ask for in updates in previous Monolith Soft games are there right at the beginning. So the quality of life features have to be there. All the stuff that people praise when it comes to Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and I think reflected in the review score of an 89 and a nomination at the Keeley Awards, which is just unheard of for Xenoblade or anything like that. The fact that it was rated that high and got nominated shows you that there was at least enough clout, at least enough, I would say, you know, ability for what they were able to do to get that game where it was. So I think that's part of it. The next thing was innovation within the genre. I think that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 did an incredible job of having these aspects when it comes to an action RPG. It had 7 players on screen all fighting at the same time, 6 that you can swap between on the fly, and instantaneous battles, as in you're going on the map, you see an enemy, bust out the weapons, and you go bam right into the match. We still have RPGs launching on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series that have load up battle screens that go into those animations, and yes, while they're fast, they get in and out of them fast, they're not seamless like Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So keep that in mind. I think that they want to create that game that not only has that quality of life, those awesome features that just looks great, but they also want to create a game that does something crazy and is big in its expansion and what it does for an action RPG, or what it does for their game in whatever genre it's going to be, which is probably going to be an RPG. If you also look at Xenoblade Chronicles 3, that's probably the best constructed game when it comes to pacing and when it comes to how the game plays out. Now, Xenoblade games in the past have been bloated with a lot of extra side content that is just inconsequential. You don't need to really do it at all. Sometimes it might even get in the way. Xenoblade 2 and Xenoblade 1 were a lot like that. Xenoblade 2 had so many annoying and boring quests, had a lot of great stuff that was awesome, but a lot of just forget about it stuff. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 tried to get rid of a lot of that. It still had some of it here and there, but it was far more meaningful. And if you skip the side quests in Xenoblade 3, you're missing out on a huge chunk of the story. You're missing out on certain things that you can get, certain new characters and abilities. It was important to do the side quests because it all had meaning. And I think that if you look at those 3 aspects, those are the core of what made Xenoblade 3 so great, was the incredible paced story and gameplay. Obviously the gameplay is awesome, but the story is what makes Xenoblade Xenoblade. You look at the quality of life and having all of those features there right there at launch, and not having people having to say, what's going on? Why is the map system busted? Why are there all these issues? Why is there not like the waypoint system? Like all this stuff that's been picked and chosen in certain Xenoblade games and not another. All of that was there at the beginning, in addition to having everything else with the game kind of all come together with the innovation, with the battle system and everything. They want to create that type of euphoria and that type of synergy that they had with Xenoblade 3 with their next title based off of what they've said before. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do. Now, what about the timing? When could we see this? Well, I've been guessing, and you guys ask me this all the time, and I know it's a retread on some of the videos that I've had, but we have to talk about it because we have people asking me all the time my thoughts on it. And I think that we could see this game at the next major Nintendo Switch 2 presentation. Monolith Soft has built themselves into the core RPG company for Nintendo, which means that when they want something to really show off their system, they're going to have Monolith Soft there ready to go. When they wanted to show that the Wii U could do more than what they had in Nintendo Land and all that, they had Xenoblade Chronicles X at the end of that Wii U Direct to show off this is what we're working on in terms of an impressive scale game. Even if you look at the Wii and what Xenoblade did on that, they originally showed it off like, hey, look at this, but then Nintendo of America got all crazy with it, but eventually we got that game. Look at Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and what that game did for the Nintendo Switch in 2017 and all the way throughout leading up into 2022 with Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Pyra and Mithra and Smash. They always want to have a good Xenoblade game to show off what the system can do and to appeal to those core fans, as Xenoblade has built like this crazy core fan base of people that eat up everything Xenoblade. That's become a very profitable franchise for Nintendo. So I'm not saying that there's going to be a Xenoblade game. I don't think there's going to be a Xenoblade game right there at launch or near launch for the Nintendo Switch 2, but I think that Nintendo will reveal Monolith Soft's next title. That will be revealed at the event, and I don't think it's going to be a Xenoblade game. I think it's going to be a Xeno something else or something in the Xenoblade franchise or universe, but completely different. But whatever they do, it's going to be incredible. Whatever they get done, it's going to be awesome, because Monolith Soft has known what to do with the characters. They've known how to treat them when it comes to Xenoblade 1 and Xenoblade 2 and Xenoblade 3 and put together something. I'm fully confident they can put together something completely different and have that be a trilogy of games or have that be an ongoing series, along with reinventing Xenoblade or whatever the next thing that's going to be, or a brand new game that has nothing to do with any of this that we're talking about. All of that is in play here, and we've already talked to death when it comes to the Monolith Soft new IP and what that could be. We just don't know, but something is coming. I'm guessing it's a new IP that's completely different or very different from Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, and 3, but we're going to have to wait and see on that. I think it's going to be spectacular whenever they do show it off. Now, I do want to move into the next topic here, guys, and that's discussing Super Mario Bros. Wonder and some of the comments that the developers have said about this game, because there's something that I noticed instantly when I first saw Super Mario Bros. Wonder. That first trailer, I was blown away by the animations. The animations seem to be on another level compared to New Super Mario Bros. And any 2D Mario game in Mario history. And this is exactly what I was trying to say here, because the words from Tezuka-san himself, he says this about the animations in the game. Quote, "Traditionally, our development costs have gone into the gameplay experience itself. Of course, that's absolutely essential, but this time we really wanted to pour some of that into animations. People who are coming from the Mario movie are going to see that and think, this is what Mario does. This is how Mario moves. And we wanted them to experience something similar to that." And those small little touches with the animations, with the facial expressions, like with the Mario grabbing the hat after coming out of a warp pipe or something like that. Those are all the things that make Super Mario Bros. Wonder and the experience feel different than New Super Mario Bros. We had New Super Mario Bros. For a decade plus, and that's fine. New Super Mario Bros. Is not a terrible franchise or a terrible sect of Mario games, but it was clearly time for something different, something fantastical, something weird, quirky, something that was just really going to bring out the expression in Mario like the Mario movie does. And Tezuka's words here completely kind of show that they really went in on that, spending some of that production budget on not only the gameplay, but the animations as well. And anybody who's been an animator or know anything about animating, that's not cheap. To get all of that stuff done right, it takes a lot of work, a lot of revisions, a lot of manpower, a lot of hours, especially in this type of art style. So clearly this is one of their higher budget 2D games, if not their highest budget 2D game in the modern era for Nintendo, from I would probably say like the Wii and up. I don't think they've probably spent more money on a 2D platformer than Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Another thing to note here is that the game has been leaked, so like the ROM is out there, the game is out there, and this uses the same engine as Splatoon 3 and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So think about that for a second. People talk about the RE engine, people talk about Unreal Engine 4, Unreal Engine 5, people talk about all sorts of engines, but this Nintendo module system engine, or whatever it's called, this might be the most flexible, craziest engine of all time. I mean, the fact that you can do something like Super Mario Bros. Wonder, in addition to Splatoon 3, an online multiplayer shooter with Inklings, in addition to a huge, massive open world game like The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom with all the crazy physics-based stuff and everything, that is wild. Very flexible, very good engine overall, it seems. So this is awesome. These little touches are what makes Super Mario Bros. Wonder incredibly good, and honestly, this is why we could see the first 90 rated 2D Mario game in like a long time. I don't even remember the last time that we got a 90s rated 2D Mario game when it comes to a brand new title. New Super Mario Bros., I think on the DS, that has an 89, but it's been a long time since we've had anything that close, and it looks like this game could get there. So what do you guys think about Super Mario Bros. Wonder and the animations? Of course, let me know in the comment section. We do have one more topic here, and it's something that kind of like a guilty pleasure for me, and that is the show. It's not even a guilty pleasure, but that's the show Invincible, and there's a character on there that I really like. Its name is Omni-Man, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have watched the series and everything and how brutal and crazy it is. It shocked me because it's like a cartoon, but it has like this sense of violence that's just insane. And now Omni-Man, he is going to be in Mortal Kombat 1, and they showed him off for the first time, and I want to give Ed Boon and his team major props because they're getting me wanting to actually play Mortal Kombat 1 with Omni-Man, because they've got his X-rays or his fatalities or whatever he does perfectly captured from the show. And Mortal Kombat 1 is a good game, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be some discounts for the game for Black Friday and all that. So it does seem this is going to be a great DLC pack. Omni-Man looks great. There's still going to be Homelander as well. So Homelander is coming. I love the boys. I love Invincible. They did a good job with Omni-Man, so this is just awesome here. It looks like the combat pack, when it comes to when you're going to be able to play this, seems like it's going to be later in the month November or so. And yeah, J.K. Simmons back with Omni-Man, so looking forward to it quite a bit. Just wanted to show off that. Mortal Kombat is hard to cover though sometimes because of the violence. It always gets like demonetized or gets limited ads, so I don't cover it too much, but I just want to let you guys know that I want to play it because I saw this. You know, I've always been interested in playing the game, but now I'm like super interested in playing this game after seeing Omni-Man here and Homelander. Like Omni-Man and Homelander are like the two characters that I really want to play as in Mortal Kombat 1. So awesome stuff there. But all right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out our other Nintendo Switch news, RPG content, and more right here on screen, like my top 25 Nintendo Switch first-party games. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.